Boom! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Armastis, and you're watching Armastis Live. And we're back with another deck profile, and it is a freaking fantastic one because we're using cards from Opus 13. And mostly from the Shadowbringers, I think. Wait, right? Yeah, well, Shadowbringers, I think some stuff from Shadowbringers and Opus 13. But, yes, so new deck profile. Either way, is what I meant to say. I don't know why I'm rhyming. Stop it. I mean it. Anyway, yes. So, new deck profile. I call this Dark Warm Water. Why? Because it has dark forwards. And it has fire and ice forwards. And fire and ice make warm water, baby. So, dark warm water. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself for that one. Anyway, it's a cool deck. It's super fun. And it's really late tonight because, again, I'm still working on other stuff for the channel. I just had a busy day. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves, loving others, social distancing, wearing a mask, being careful, being safe, being kind, all of that stuff. Video description has links to the deck profile and to betterhelp.com and to my email, armastislife@gmail.com. And let's see, was there anything else? I think that's it. Without further ado, I think, wait, are we going to jump in now? Hold on, let's see. Do we want to jump in now? Did I have anything else I had to say? I could have sworn there was something else, something more important to tell you, beautiful people. Oh, yes, there was. Wow. And it almost left me. So Sunday, of course, we have the news. But on top of that, on top of the awesome news that we have going on Sunday, we also have, so I'm looking up here on my screens, making sure everything's okay. Monday, we're playing Final Fantasy 14 again, going back into it. I mean, we already played it last Monday, but we're going to play it again this next Monday. And, oh, the Shadowbringers starter deck. I got it. Finally got it. The cards in it look freaking amazing. So, I saw spoiler stuff, of course, already from it. But I haven't opened it yet. We're going to experience that together next week. If not, maybe even possible. Maybe Sunday. Depends. Sunday is usually my rest time. But we'll see. We'll see how we're doing. Oh, and also, side note, are any of you watching WandaVision? You really ought to be watching it. I mean, seriously watching it. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Yeah, anyway. Okay, I think I'm done babbling. Let's jump in. Okay, here we are. Here is the deck. I call it Dark Warm Water. Why? Because fire and ice in the dark makes dark warm water. I know. I'm really proud of myself for that. Okay. Shout outs to everybody too that has been watching, subscribing, liking. Please remember to do that. Also, we're I think over 70, I believe now. I think we were at 71 people, if I'm correct. That's amazing. You all are making this happen. You all are amazing. When we reach the number 100, we're gonna be doing a giveaway, and I'm telling you, it will be worth the while for every single one of for whoever the winner is, I should say. It'll be one person chosen out of 100, so you get an odds of 1 out of 100, and it'll be worth the while. And then we'll just do, we'll do giveaways more often here and there once I get a bigger audience. But know that I still give you all my love freely, no matter how many of you there are, even if it's just one. Love you all. Anyway, let's jump into the deck profile. So, the motivation, if you will, for this build was mostly Sahiltius. I don't know how you say this name. I'm gonna call him Sahiltius, I guess. I don't know. He came from Final Fantasy 11. I think only 3 people ever played the game, so I don't know. So I call him Sahiltius. Anyway, freaking amazing card. So let's start off first by reading this amazing character. So this character is, when Sahiltius enters the field, remove up to 5 fire forwards and or ice forwards in your break zone from the game. Okay. Then reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Got it. Play 1 forward of cost equal to or less than the number of removed cards among them onto the field, and return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. So, what does that mean? So, if we remove a total of, say, 4 fire and 3 ice for a total of 7, we're going to flip over the top 5 cards of our deck, and just to make sure I'm saying this correctly and I'm not deceiving anyone, yes, we're gonna reveal the top 5 cards of our deck. Then we're gonna play one forward that's of cost to equal amount of the cards that we remove from play. So we removed 7 total, fire and ice, which means we can then play a forward that is equal of 7 or less from the top 5 that we've just showed. Okay, so that's just an example. Amazing. Okay, well, so I had this genius idea, right? I had this genius idea of, can we get cards into the break zone? See, cards like that need to exist because cards like that are super powerful, and there are some that get stuff straight from the deck to the break zone. But there's one card particularly I want to look at called Mr. Don Corneo. Don Corneo. I don't know if he's Italian, but he looks Italian. And he got the little tattoo love on his head. I just now noticed that. Oh, this guy. Okay, so he's from 7. I know this character. So Don Corneo says, Dole, put the top 2 cards of your deck into the break zone. Choose one forward, Dole it. Amazing. Or you can Dole, put the top 7 cards of your deck into the break zone. Choose one Dole forward, break it. Wow. Or you can put the top 15 cards of your deck into the break zone, choose one forward. You gain control of it for as long as Don Corneo is on the field. So you're either going to dull it, break it, or take it. It is amazing. This card is pretty freaking fantastic. And now we get to use it, and I'm super excited about using this card. So what can we do to kind of abuse this effect, to kind of use this effect and make it worth our while? So let's take a look at this new wonderful, amazing card called Spiritus. Spiritus. You can play 2 or more dark characters onto the field. When Spiritus enters the field, you may pay X, so however many you want. When you do so, search for 1 dark forward of cost X, so however many you paid, and play it onto the field. Okay. When a dark forward other than Spiritus you control is put from the field into the break zone, choose up to 1 forward. Remove it from the game. Oh my gosh. This effect will trigger only once per turn. So imagine turn 1, Spiritus. Or I should say maybe turn 2, Spiritus, right? You pay 1 for it. And then you discard 3. Let's go looking for our Neo X Death. Boom, Neo X Death comes out of the deck just like that. Freaking amazing. But on top of that, the engine really for this has to do again with the Emperor cards, right? This was not really intentional. It's just that this worked. I felt that this worked so beautifully, was the Emperor and its amazing abilities that it just has here. So first, let's go ahead and let's start off with the Emperor here from Opus 12. This is a legend, okay? Cost 2. This reads, when the Emperor enters the field, if you have 2 or more card named the Emperor in your break zone, when your opponent discards 1 card from their hand, and your opponent discards then 1 card from their hand. When the Emperor is put from the field in the break zone, you may search for 1 card named the Emperor and put it into the break zone. If you do so, play the Emperor from your break zone onto the field dull at the end of the turn. So, the Emperor, right, well, as you're milling stuff into the break zone, you're going to hopefully already get some Emperors into the break zone to be able to utilize that ability to discard a card from your opponent's hand. And on top of that, when this Emperor is going to go from the field to the break zone, you're going to be able to bring out either another the Emperor or bring out another the Emperor. And what you want to do is to bring out this Emperor, because when this Emperor is on the field, what happens is that whenever this is sent to the break zone from the field to the break zone, you can then search for another the Emperor card name and play it onto the field dull. So these Emperors just keep recycling each other. They're freaking amazing. They're fantastic. I talked about them in the last deck profile for the Emperor's March Ritz build that I did. Go check that out as well in my videos on YouTube. that was an amazing build. I really liked it. So that is kind of the engine, right? It all plays off of basically Sylhetius, I don't know, Sylhetish, I don't know, whatever. You all can let me know how to say this. Spiritus, the Emperor are the engine, and then of course you get to use the other dark cards as well. So what we have to kind of also support this deck and help this deck go as well is we are playing also 2 copies of Leon, not only because it's a cute version of Leon, but because Leon is fire and ice. So this warm Leon here is choose when Leon enters the field, you select one of the 2 following actions. Choose 1 forward, dole it or freeze it. Choose 1 forward, deal it 30,000. Okay. We're using, of course, Cloud of Darkness, which is an amazing legend out of Opus 10. Basically, Cloud of Darkness is going to let you consistently dull and freeze characters. Specifically, what you want your opponent doing is dulling and freezing their characters, which then lets you attack and just run over stuff. And then we're, of course, going to have Terra for our recycling of our summons. Another amazing legend. You all know this one. Barthandalis is fantastic. The big thing, of course, choosing up to 2 forwards my opponent controls. Deal each of them equal to its power minus 2,000. But on top of that, at the end of each of your opponent's turns, dull and freeze all the active backups your opponent controls. So you want to freeze your your opponent from being able to do things, from doing as much anyway when their turn comes around. We have Lani because Lani is just a fun card and she's good. She's 7k power, lets you cast things from your opponent's build, costs 2 less. You can use any CP. It's just a good card all around. And we have Emmet Selk, which I think this card is pretty fantastic. Emmet Selk is a dodger, kind of like Kaju in a way. Emmet Selk is chosen by your opponent's summons or abilities. You can remove Emmet Selk from this game. And if you do so, you bring Emmet Selk onto the field at the end of the turn. So just dodges things, gets it out of the way. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. If you receive 5 points of damage, Emmet Selk enters the field. You can pay 1 ice, and if you do so, select one of the 2 following actions. Choose 1 to forward, break it. Choose 1 forward of cost 2 or less in your break zone and play it onto the field. Really great, especially that last effect, which will let you either get Emperor, Leon, Don Corneo, or Spiritus if you need to onto the field. If you're having trouble getting out and in the game, you're taking damage to the face. Of course, we already had Celtia, so we know the Emperor does. Cloud, we all know this Cloud. This Cloud is freaking fantastic and also going up in price. Oh my gosh. People, with your Final Fantasy characters, my gosh, you're buying out everything. Settle down. No, it's cool though. Hey, there's more growth, more interest in the game. We love it. We want it. We got Nail in here because Nail is just an amazing. She's just fantastic. You know, entering the field, revealing top 3 cards. You're just gonna add one of the forwards among them in your hand, the other on the bottom of your deck. You can remove 1 backer from the game until the end of turn. Now against 2,000 power haste. Remove 2 backers from the game. Choose 1 forward, deal 8,000. So just these added effects. It's just all around a good card. We have 1 in here. Of course, we got Neo X-Death in here. And we got 1 Braskus for also to kind of balance off the number of fire we can have and ice we have in this build. So I thought about 2 Neo X-Deaths, but I also like Braskus. It's fire, so Braskus is in here. For our summon support, we're just running 3 Amaterasus and 3 Phoenixes. Because again, what we want with Phoenix, since we're going to hopefully try to be milling things, or even we were discarding things, we're going to be able to choose 1 forward of cost 2 or less in our break zone, play it on the field, then deal 2,000 damage to all forwards opponent controls. And basically, we either want Emperor or Don Corneo, Spiritus, and Leon are just nice added effects. But specifically Don Corneo, if you're having trouble getting him out. And then for our backups, we have, of course, well, what we're doing first is we have Larticious, I think, sorry, what's his name here? New card, rare, pretty amazing. Basically, when he enters the field, you just choose 1 forward your opponent controls and remove it from the game. As long as this backup remains in play, that card remains removed from the play. And we all know that backups don't get destroyed that often. So, and even if for some reason it does, hey, at least you can get it out of the way, even if it's just for a turn. It's a pretty fantastic card. I thought about running 2, but the deck's already, tightly knit as it is. We got Chaos in here. Chaos to also help us, allows us to play more than 1 dark monster. And it also produces CP of any element, which is just a nice little add-on here. We're using Vivi. Fantastic. Vivi comes on the field. Also has X Burst, deals 5,000 damage to forward. Yeah, so good. Okay, so we have Harley in here, and Harley's going to play well. Let's go ahead and come down over here to our Edward, which is just going to bring down the cost of Edward by 2. So Edward costs 1. Play it, discard a card from opponent's hand. Also has the ability to choose one summon, cancel its effects. And let's see, we're using Meath. Meath is just a classic all-around good card. Classic and Moogle to also help us get some ice. Ace, we all know Ace. Fantastic, fantastic backup. Deals damage again as it comes out. Kate Sith, another one that lets us look at our opponent's hand, or discard from our opponent's hand, but with the, let's see, yes, with the added effect that we can actually look at their opponent's hand, which is a big deal. They do get to draw one, but the fact that you get to look at the hand and still discard a card to potentially break down their, their momentum, their combo, whatever it may be. I like Kate Sith. I think it's just a great character. Also, Final Fantasy VII character, folks. So go get your Kate Siths. And then Lil T, of course, Lil T Fire will let us search for our ice. Good. Okay. Assail, search for an ice forward and add it to our hand. So we're going to use Sail to either get our Celtius, Don Corneo, and Emperor, just whatever we think we need for the moments. Snow, we have Snow in here for tech. I like this card. This card's amazing. We're going to attack with a forward, and we're going to cause one of our opponent's forwards to dull, just to get it out of the way so we can deal damage. Make them, take a point to the face. And then Yodelis, I like this card. Yodelis is amazing because it's just going to let us choose one ice character in our break zone and add it back to our hand, again, for the recycling of key cards that we need for this build here. So, and a lot of the key cards being ice stuff, of course, and it lets us get Celtius back, of course, as well, too. So, this is it. This is the build, okay? I haven't necessarily playtest this yet with my friend, but I like it. It looks fun to me. Give it a shot. Of course, video description has links to this deck profile, but as always, as we always do, let's do a make-believe pretend play together here. So here we go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with this hand. I don't like to mulligan when I playtest, just to potentially see if you do start with a bad hand, etc., etc. So we're gonna go first. We're gonna draw one card. And let's see here. Not too bad. Not too bad. Immediately, we got a Spiritus here, which is pretty amazing. Wow, I like this already. So I'm telling you what, we're going to go ahead and discard Cloud of Darkness. We're not worried about it. We can always get it back later, of course, with Yodelis. We're going to go ahead and get Harley out here. Pass our turn. Then comes back our turn. We're going to draw, of course, our 2. Now, this is... not great because we ended up drawing 2 of our emperors, which is okay. But this is what we want to see as a bad hand. That's okay. Let's work through this together. We'll play 2 hands, of course. So yeah, so I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get this here and discard that for 3. Let's go ahead and get Lil T out here. Lil T is going to go ahead and let us reveal the top card. We want an ice card, and looks like we got one right off the bat. So let's go ahead and get that here and put that. Of course, that goes into our hand. Again, the downside to running lots of darks, so that's okay. We're gonna get through this together. Don't worry about it. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and pass. We'll probably take some damage to the face. That's okay. Go ahead and activate. Let's draw our 2 cards here. Oh, Don Corneo. I like him. I like him. Let's see. Do we want to get Donny Boy out there? So, let's go ahead and let's get Donny Boy out here now. And he'll come out here dull, of course. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't come out here dull. He's a forward. What am I doing? And then we're going to go ahead and get, we're going to pay 1 here. We're going to go ahead and get our Spiritus out. And then do we want to pay anything? We do have 3. We have, no, we 2 unluckily got all the Emperor. So we only have Neo Exdeath in here, but that's okay. That's okay. Because once we get things, the engine going, having the Emperors in our hand won't be too bad. We'll do something about this here. Okay. So, with this here, we'll probably just go ahead and pass. We'll probably take some more damage to the face. Oh, and that's okay because we'll do 5,000 damage, most likely to something. And we'll go ahead and activate all our cards. Go ahead and draw our 2. So, what we're going to go ahead and do, let's go ahead and get one of our, we can either play our Kate Sith or our Yodelis here. Do we build or do we finally just get our Emperors out? I think we should probably, let's go ahead and let's get our Emperors out before things get worse. We'll hold on to our Kate Sith just so we can do some discarding here. Let's get our Emperor out here. Now we have a wall, a protector. We're going to say go. Most likely, if they choose to team up and attack, it's okay, because what we're going to want to do is we want to block with our Emperor. So we'll go ahead and block. And if the Emperor dies, which is what we want it to do, we want this, of course, going to the break zone, which again, when the Emperor is put from the field in the break zone, we may search for one card named the Emperor and play it onto the field dull. So what I want to do here is I probably should have used that effect, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and do... actually, since we're pretending here, let's say we played this correctly, shouldn't we? Shall we? So we get the Emperor out, and I guess then actually, I know so then, what we will do is, let's go ahead and do... Ooh, we can do the 15 cards to take control. So there's a situation, right? If our opponent has a really amazing card out there quickly, it may be wise to do top 15 and take their monster. Or since they probably attacked already anyway, we'll probably break it. So let's do the break ability, and let's go ahead and let's mill here. So let's go ahead and do 7. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let's move all these to the break zone. And let's search our break zone. Okay, and then so we would probably, then we will destroy one of the forwards that have attacked, right? That's dull, so we're going to take that one out, of course. And then let's see what we got in here. So we got some good stuff. Did we get any? No, we unfortunately didn't get any of our stuff in here. That's okay. Okay. So with that, then we would probably just say go. And in this next time, what we end up doing is probably blocking is what we'd want to do. Get that in there. Go ahead and search here through our deck. And we want to get the Emperor out. And does it come out dull? It does come out dull. That's okay. And let's go ahead and go to our hand. Let's shuffle. And this says, when the Emperor enters the field, if you have 2 or more cards, name the Emperor in your break zone. Your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. I don't believe we do. We've got 1. No, we only got the 1. That's okay. And when the Emperor is put in the break zone, you may search for 1 card, name the Emperor, put in the break zone. And if you do so, play the Emperor break zone and okay. So, and because that Emperor, that dark forward was sent from the field of the break zone, we will also remove from play one of our opponent's forwards, of course, which is the idea. The engine is going here, so not too bad. We've taken some damage to the face because we had a bad draw, but even this bad draw, once we got down Corneo out there and Spiritus, we were good to go, and an Emperor, we're fine. We're fine. We are fine, ladies and gentlemen. We will be fine. We will get through this together. So our turn comes around, and then let's go ahead and draw our 2. All right, all right. Let's see here. What do we want to do? Let's go ahead, and since we have Harley out here, we can do... Ooh, that's pretty nice, actually. Let's go ahead and do Harley. Let's pay our 1 to get Edward, because as Edward, as we know here, is reduced by 2, and now it's only costs 1. So we're gonna make our opponent discard 1 card from his/her hand. And do we want to bring out another Emperor? We could potentially, but I'm being greedy, and I kind of want to wait, and I kind of want to get Barthandalis out here. So with that, we would probably say, do I need to mill anymore? I don't think right now I want to mill. If I had a Siltius in my hand, I would probably want to mill, depending. But we're going to go ahead and pass. And the idea here is that we actually want our opponent to attack because we want to block with the Emperor. So we would block with the Emperor, of course. Now we have 2 in here. Then we're going to go searching through our deck, get another Emperor card out here. Let's see, does this one come out here? Dull. Search for 1. Oh, wait. Let's read this carefully. I want to make sure I played this right here. So when the Emperor enters the field, if you have 2 or more card, name the Emperor in your break zone. Your opponent discards 1 card from his hand. The Emperor is put in the field in the break zone. You may search for 1 card and put it in the break zone. Excuse me. It goes into the break zone, which is where we want this. That's fine. Okay. Go ahead and shuffle our deck here. And if you do so, play the Emperor from your break zone onto the field dull at the end of the turn. So what we can do is we can get the other Emperor to discard, or we can get the Dark Emperor. And I think what we want to do is go ahead then and go ahead and get our other Emperor here. And what does it come out? Yes, it comes out dull. Oh, at the end of the turn, excuse me. So it would come out here dull at the end of my opponent's turn. So my opponent would pass, and this would come out here. And then we would discard, of course, a card from our opponent's hand because of the ability of this Emperor here. And then our turn would come back to us. Let's go ahead and draw our 2. This looks so beautiful here. I just love the way this hand is looking right now. Don Corneo still out there living and surviving. Let's go ahead and get 1, 2, and let's see here. I think we can go ahead and well, it depends. At this point, our opponent may not have a whole lot in their hand. So we did 1, 2. If I discard for 3, 4, and go ahead and get Barthandalis out on the field. When Barthandalis enters the field, choose up to 2 forwards opponent controls. Deal each of them 2,000 damage equal to its power minus 2,000. And of course, we could have possibly attacked if we needed to, and maybe hopefully they blocked and we could take out some stuff. But otherwise, it's okay. And then at the end of our opponent's turns, we dull and freeze all their active backups our opponent controls. So that's okay. That's exactly what we would do here. Again, hoping if our opponent does attack us, we have the Emperor to block with. But in this instance, we're probably putting them more at the defense at this point here. So let's go ahead and draw our 2 here. And so this is really nice here. We can just go 1, 2, let's go with 3, 4 and get Yodelis out. And what we're going to do is 1 ice character in our break zone and add it to our hand. And what I want to do in this case then is I actually want the Siltius, whatever. Yeah, however I say that. I want to put this in my hand. Okay, and then let's see. I think with that being said, we have already dulled and froze our opponent's active backups. Even if we went in and swung and they blocked, which is probably what we're kind of hoping for. So then this would go into the break zone. Go into the break zone. Oops, we search our deck. Let's put another Emperor into the break zone. Let's shuffle. And then let's choose. So again, if our opponent has resources in their hand, we would probably get another one of these Emperors out at the end of the turn. To discard, or if not, we would probably just go ahead and just get another big boy here, which is totally, I think that's fine. So at that point, we would say go. They're probably not going to do much. They'll probably try to take stuff out. That's okay. We'll go ahead and draw our 2. And what we want to do is, let's take a look. So let's see how many can we remove forwards. We can remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can remove a total of 8 fire and ice. Do we want to do that? Yeah, let's go ahead and say, what can we search for? What are we searching for? We can search for, is our Braskus in here? No, Braskus in here. So we can get Neo X Death. We can get another Cloud. So let's do 6. So let's go ahead and go. I'm going to discard this right here as well first off to go ahead and get our other Chaos out here, of course. So let's go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go ahead and get this here. And then let's go ahead and remove... let's remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do we want to remove Leon? We'll remove, yeah, we'll just remove the other Emperor, 6 here. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and look over and reveal 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And because we have terrible luck, we're not going to be able to get any of our forwards. We have a lot of forwards on here. I love right now that we're getting a bad hand and we're having the terrible luck here. But that's okay. Let's see. They will go back. Play 1 forward of cost. Return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. So let's go ahead and put these shuffled back to the bottom of the deck. And do we want to use Don Corneo? We probably could just to at least dull something. So let's go ahead and use Don Corneo. And let's go ahead and let's send this one here to the break zone. And 1. So we're sending 2 to the break zone, which is fine because we got rid of those 2 here. We're going to dull something, and then we're going to probably start attacking for face here. Probably attack with this one. I want my Emperor to be a blocker because I want to be able to use Spiritus's effect. And then we probably say go. And at this point, so we kind of get the idea here. Let's go ahead and start another hand, and then let's see if we get a better situation, shall we? I think it's hilarious that that we drew so terribly. So let's go ahead and do a new game. Yep. Okay. So what we got here then is see here, how are we doing on time here? Okay, so we're gonna do our new hand here. So this hand's a lot better. We'll go ahead and draw our 1 card. And we want to get Spiritus out immediately. Possibly. So if we were to get Spiritus out now, then we can boom 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so here's something we can do. Check this out. This is disgustingly good. And if you're gonna go doing turn 1, as we all know, getting Neo X Death turn 1 is a pretty sick move. So let's go ahead and discard our Braskus for Spiritus. And then let's go ahead and go 2, 4, and 6. Let's go ahead and search our deck. And we can either get the Emperor, or we can be mean and get our Neo X Death out immediately. So let's get Neo X Death out. And let's shuffle. And then we say go and apologize. So our opponent's going to go. They're most likely it's going to have a hassle with that unless they get rid of it. It's going to take lots of resources, or they're going to have to destroy something either way. Then now it's our turn. So let's go ahead and draw. So, okay. Not much we can do here right now with this. We will surely attack here. And pass back to our opponent. If they manage to do anything, we'll pretend they actually did manage to get some damage off us. That's okay. Go ahead and draw R2. And we want to try to get some kind of backup out, I think. Or we can do the Emperor. And so here's what we can do. This is a pretty nasty thing. What we could do is get Snow out immediately and then start attacking and doling stuff, which might be... Oh my gosh, that actually put a lot of pressure on our opponent. So let's go ahead and do chuck Cloud of Darkness, and we're going to actually chuck an Emperor. We're not going to worry about the Emperor right now. And we want an Emperor in the break zone anyway. And let's go ahead and do Snow. So we got Snow out here. We're going to attack and dull a forward our opponent controls. If they even have a forward at this point. I don't know how they're going to with Neo X Death. And then we're going to attack and then dull another forward. And then with that, we'll say go. And so this combo right here is pretty particularly deadly. it's already pretty messed up. We're going to say, come back to us. We're going to draw our 2. And here we go. Here we go. So let's go ahead and discard our Phoenix to get a Meath out. Do we want to do that? And we can search for a fire. No. We're going to go ahead and keep Meath as is. Of course, we can also rot out Ace to deal 5,000 damage or something. But at this point, we're probably not going to need to. Attack. And our opponent's going to have to discard. Dull forwards again. Or we choose a forward and we dull it each time. So this combo is already disgusting. Like, I already kind of feel bad here. And then turn comes back to us. Let's draw our 2. That's nice having Phoenix here. Let's see here. But we're not going to worry too much about the old Phoenix, I think. And I think we're going to go ahead and play Emmet Selk. Add more pressure. This is already going to be a hassle for our opponent. This is already pretty mean. And again, so when we pass back to our opponent, right, like even if they manage to get rid of Neo X Death, right, they have to deal with the downside of Spiritus now, where they're going to have to, we choose one forward that our opponent has, and we remove it from the game. That's if they even have anything, because they've already had to deal with Neo X Death this entire time. But let's just say they did deal with it, congratulate them, because that's a pain in the butts. If they can't, they target Emmet Selk here. Emmet Selk will get removed and comes back. It just dodges, bobs and weaves and dodges. Pretty amazing. We can always take damage. Again, if they get rid of our Spiritus, we also have another one. Most likely, this will probably stick around. We already got Cloud X Burst here. So let's go ahead and draw 2 more. Let's just see what a couple more hands look like here. So if our opponent already has, yeah, this is pretty good. So if they have something powerful in the way and we want to start attacking again, we can go ahead and bring Larticious out here and remove from play some forward that they have. As long as this card remains on the field, that card remains removed from play as well. And then because of Snow, we can just keep running over stuff. And so at this point, Snow also, in consideration, now thinking about it, maybe add an extra Snow. Maybe. I kind of don't like to use cards more than one of a backup unless it's really good or I really want it off for a combo. So maybe an extra Snow and maybe an extra Neo X Death. I don't know. But, drawing darks is kind of a meh thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and just for the heck of it, let's just see what one more hand looks like here. Yeah, so we have Amaterasu here for protection. We got Terra that we can get out. What's in our break zone here? Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're already seeing here just the devastation of what we could potentially do. Obviously, if they got rid of Spiritus, we can play another Spiritus and bring out our Emperors and then start the whole loop with the Emperor. So again, what that would look like is if that was gone, we would, of course, play our 1 here for Spiritus. And then we could do... we can do 1... Go 2, 3. I'm just going to get rid of my Amaterasu. So I have a Terra here. 4, 5. And then we could always bring back our... Now get out an Emperor here. Which is pretty amazing. We're going to shuffle. And we'd say go, right? So now we can start our engine with our Emperor cards, right? So what we want then to is we actually want to attack. And we're hoping that they block or that they do destroy the Emperor. Of course, Emperor gets destroyed. When Emperor is put from the field in the break zone, you may search for one card named the Emperor and play it on the field dull. Let's see how many do we already have in here. I think that's our only Emperor. Oh no, we already got 2 Emperors. So depending on the situation, we can discard from our opponent's hand by playing another Ice Emperor, or we can just go ahead and bring out another beast here of 9k power forward. And let's see here. We can get a cute Leon out. We can also play just this Emperor. Oh no, we can't play that Emperor because we already have the Emperor out here. We can't play our cute Leon here. Which maybe, or if we wanted to do damage with the backup, we can. In this case, let's say we did this. We can choose one forward, dull it, and freeze it. and then choose 1/4 to deal at 3,000 damage. We can do that. We could also, and then again, we'd be attacking here. So again, like, it's out of control. This deck is out of control. I love it. I love it a lot. Let me know what you think of this build. So this is it. Dark Warm Water. I like it. Let's go ahead and let's go back to our, what the deck list is here. Here we go here. So this is it. Dark Warm Water. Let me know what you all think. Again, link to this deck profile is in the video description. Feel free, please copy it, clone it, mess with it, do whatever. On the low end, this build is gonna run you, these prices are a little off, but honestly, this build is gonna run you a little high. I'm not gonna lie. On the low end, maybe $150, $200. On the high end, it's just gonna be way more. I don't know, with now clouds being super expensive as foils. Neo X, Death, and Braskus are expensive as they are too. But again, this isn't necessarily a cheap build. It is an awesome one. It's a fun one. If you can't afford it, that's okay. That's okay. Go here, look at ffdex.com. I'm not a sponsor to them, but they are a good resource. Give them a try. You can always try the build here. Try another client, play another friend virtually with this build. So yeah, this is it. Dark Warm Water. Why is it warm water? Because fire and ice make warm water in the dark. That's right. So yeah, I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're doing well. Again, taking care of yourselves, taking care of each other. Join me again on Sunday when we will be doing the news. We're going to be talking some interesting stuff. And we may be talking card prices as well. Card prices, because card prices are getting crazy for the game. All over the place. And I just kind of want to have a discussion and hear your feedback. Let me know what you think. With all that being said, I think that's it. So as always, remember, you're all wonderful. You're all beautiful and you're all loved. And until next time,